What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. So as you notice, I'm sitting inside the A4 right now, and the reason why is because since we're supposed to be locked down in the house unless it's for essential travels only, thanks to the coronavirus, I decided to get out the house for a little while because it's always a good thing, because you don't want to be cooped up in one spot forever, because you will start basically losing your mind, getting angry, and it's just not good for you mentally. And physically, obviously, we got to go and exercise, you know, at least 30 minutes every day. But I thought being inside the car, making a video with you guys would be a good idea, something new and new setting for you guys, kind of change it up a little bit. So today, if you guys followed my Instagram page, you know I put up a poll a while ago asking what should I do next with the Audi A4. Should I lower it, do a RS4 grill swap? Well, here's the results. And well, guess what today's video is about. Alright, so everything you see in the video is mainly cuts of the bigger stuff me and my buddy did. The little stuff, I'll have a PDF link down below where you guys can check out the instructions for yourself to make sure you're following along correctly and you're not going to mess anything up. But in my opinion, it was fairly easy. It was just a lot of tight places you had to get into. So first off, what you want to do is remove the air shroud or the radiator shroud. And there's 4 pins, push pins, that you have to remove. I already removed them for the sake of this video. And then once you remove that, you'll have 2 T30, maybe two T25 torque screws you have to remove, and they're in these locations. Okay, now that the radiator shroud is out the way, you may want to lift up the car, but I didn't, because now you have to remove the Bailey pin. Because once you remove the Bailey pin, you have to start the engine. Once you take it off the lift, or once you take it off the ramps, lift, floor, floor jack, whatever you use to lift up the vehicle to make it easier to access the Bailey pin, and turn the wheel so you can get inside the inner fender on each side of the vehicle, front or driver and passenger. And the reason why is because you have these bolts to undo and this clip you have to undo to peel back the inner fender well, because there's a screw for the fender that holds on to the bumper that holds on to the fender, and then there's also a clip that holds the bumper to the fender. And the way you remove that is you use 10 millimeters to remove the clips on the nuts on the clips, and you don't back the nuts out all the way. What you do is you basically back the nuts out all the way until they're flush with the bottom of the stud, and then the fender bolt, you want to go ahead and remove that all the way. So once you get that bolt out and you loosen up the nuts for the clip, the bumper clip, now what you want to do is go ahead and pull the bumper down and away from down and out from the vehicle, and it should come off easily. You may have to jiggle it a little bit, work with it a little bit, but don't get too rough to where you crack the bumper. Now you have to do that to both sides. Before you pull the bumper away from the vehicle, make sure you disconnect the fog lights, and then once you pull the bumper away from the vehicle, you'll be exposed to this silver bar that's hiding behind the bumper. Personally, just for the sex appeal of the vehicle, you want to paint that black so it doesn't show through the honeycomb grill. And while you're waiting for that to dry, that's when you go ahead and start mounting the grill from the bumper. Now, as you can tell, there's several screws and several clips all the way all the way around the edge of the grill that fastens it to the bumper. And so it's going to take you some time. Take your time, because you don't want to crack any of those. You don't want to break any of the clips or the holes for the bolts, and you definitely don't want to break the grill, because you might want to keep that for later, just in case you decide to sell the vehicle and later in the future and want to swap the grill back out for the factory one. But just be careful not to crack it. I didn't crack mine. It's a little stronger than it looks, but it feels a lot flimsier than what you think. So once that's drying, go ahead and swap out the grill. So as you can see here with me and my buddy, we're putting everything back together, clipping it. It's easy to start on the top 2 corners for the clips, and then work your way down to the bottom, and then start bolting everything back together. Now that you got the new grill on the bumper, sit back and admire it, admire the work that you did to put it on there, and wait a little bit for the paint that you used to paint that silver bar to dry out. Once that's dried, go ahead and start buttoning everything back together in reverse order that you took everything off, and just enjoy yourself. Take pictures, admire your vehicle, because once I got mine on, I loved it. And I actually have a few pictures I'll take for you guys, so you can realize how before and after, how better it looks without, one, the front license plate, and two, the fact that you can see the intercooler a little more than you could with the factory.